Good morning, guys. Mr. Sawyer here. Congratulations on finishing your junior year at MBA. That's quite an accomplishment. I know the year did not end the way we thought it would, but you are to be commended for finishing the year well. You're now rising seniors at MBA. The purpose of this meeting is that it's a meeting we have every year to talk to the rising senior class about some opportunities that you have for leadership next year and to remind you of the importance of taking over the mantle of leadership at the school. So the format is that you'll hear from me and a few other folks who will talk to you about different leadership opportunities and some areas to be involved. And then at the end, you'll have a discussion with your discussion group leader who will talk with you about some of the same. 1 year and 2 days from today, you will be graduating from MBA. It's a wild thing to think about. And so today we want to help encourage you to think about how you can make the most of that time. Think about what you want to accomplish, maybe some goals that you have for yourself in your upcoming senior year. And then I want you to think about how you can go about starting to work on those goals this summer. In your discussion groups, this might be a great conversation to have. What are the things you can be doing this summer to prepare yourself for a great senior year? We all know how busy things get during the school year, and your senior year will go by faster than any one before. You'll be busy with schoolwork, with leadership in athletic teams and other extracurricular programs, with college admissions, and with all the other things that go along with your senior year. So this summer is a really pivotal time for you to think ahead and start working on some of those goals now. Finally, I want to tell you a little story to motivate you and encourage you to think about your upcoming senior year. The story is about a man who lived in Texas in the 1800s, and one evening he was riding his horse across a huge field on his way back home after a day of work. And as the sun started to set, he heard a voice, and it said to him, "Pick up the dirt." And he thought he probably had just imagined something, or maybe it was the wind, and so he kept riding on. And a few minutes later, he heard the voice a second time, "Pick up the dirt." This time he was pretty sure he'd heard it, but he thought it was a bit odd, and he had a little more pride than to get off his horse and listen to this voice. So he just kept riding. And a few minutes later, he heard the voice again, "Pick up the dirt." Well, after the third time, he decided maybe I ought to do this. So he got off his horse and he reached down and he grabbed a handful of dirt and he put it in his pocket. And he rode on home and he went to bed that night. And the next morning when he put his pants back on, he felt a little tighter and he realized there was something in his pocket. So he reached in his pocket, and where he had previously put the dirt, he pulled out a nugget of gold. And he realized that that dirt he had picked up the night before had turned into gold overnight. And he was excited to have the gold. It was more money than he'd ever had. And at the same time, it was bittersweet. He said to himself, if only I had known that this dirt was going to turn to gold, I wouldn't have just picked up a little handful. I would have filled my pockets. I would have taken off my hat and filled it up. I would have filled up all the bags I had on my horse. And then I would have had gold abundantly, more than I needed. I would have had as much as I could have imagined. Well, I think that's a good analogy for your upcoming senior year at MBA. You're going to have a lot of opportunities to pick up dirt in the next year. Participating in as many activities as you can, taking leadership opportunities, interacting well with your little brother, all the times that you have with your friends and classmates in the senior room and at lunch. All of those are opportunities for you to pick up dirt. And I want to encourage you to pick up the dirt. Put as much of it as you can in your pockets, in your hat, anywhere where you can put it. Because a year from now, you're going to graduate. And one morning, you're going to wake up and all that dirt is going to turn to gold. And those will be memories that you'll have forever. Guys, let's have a great senior year. I'm looking forward to a wonderful year with you. Have a good summer. Thanks again for attending this leadership meeting. And let's have a great conversation and roll red.
Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you guys are doing okay. Surviving this pandemic at the end of the school year has been okay. It's been productive for you. I'm sure you're all looking forward to the summertime, even if it doesn't entail a whole lot of changes from what you've been up to for the last 8 weeks. Mr. Sawyer asked me if I'd send in a few conclusory remarks for the year, seeing as I'm your class sponsor. So I thought I'd run through what we've done this year and just, some general remarks. So first of all, guys, I'm sorry we didn't get to do this in person. I would have loved to seen you one last time. I mean, I know how much you all loved class meetings. And despite the fact that I run them like a drill sergeant, I really do appreciate your participation this year, your promptness to the meetings. So thanks for that, guys. The year was a pretty successful one for the junior class, I'd say. We started with a really great, really fun class trip to Holiday World, which earned us a ton of money. As you can imagine, guys, next year's junior class will not have the fun that you all had. We're not going to be going to Holiday World this next year. So that's too bad for them. The Poinsettia sale, obviously, that's our biggest moneymaker of the year, and we really killed it. I want to make sure that you all, again, if you haven't already, just do it again. Thank your mothers. Thank all the mothers that you know in the class for their help. They really did a ton of work to make us a lot of money. Concessions, nobody had any fun doing concessions this year. But it's an important job that we did. We did it well. We don't make a ton of money on it, but it's our responsibility, and you guys stepped up. Apropos of responsibilities, way to switch gears in the middle of the school year from cleaning parking lots to cleaning up the dining hall. That is a big change, and for the guys who did it this year, we really, really appreciate your flexibility there. So good on that. Okay. Dance Marathon was a huge success. It raised a lot of money, and Stanford Toms, we really applaud your effort and your initiative there, bud. And we're looking forward to your leadership as a senior with that project, even though it's going to be one of our class projects. Guys, the prom, it's a shame. We were gearing up. We were in the final stages of planning for the prom. That would have been our crowning achievement, and it would have been the showcase of our leadership to the school, in particular for our officers. The officers did a really great job this year, and they were showing a ton of initiative and energy planning the prom, and it's a shame we don't get a chance to do that. I wish there was something we could do about that. I really do. So, the upside of it, guys, is that we didn't have to show up to do the 9 a.m. cleanup, which wouldn't have been fun, the cleanup and breakdown. And next year, assuming we're back to school again, you all will be able to just simply go to the prom and enjoy it without having to do all the work for it. In fact, you all will be going up as seniors with a ton of money that we didn't spend on the prom. So I may well be borrowing some of that, kicking it down to next year's junior class so that we can pay for some of these things for the fundraisers that we're not going to be able to do. Anyways, guys, I want to wish you a really wonderful, productive, or relaxing summer, whatever it is that you're going to do. I hope you have a great time. I miss you. We all miss you. And whenever it is we're going to see each other again, we look forward to seeing you. Okay. So take care, and stay tuned for some words from Mrs. Williams about service. Okay, guys? Ciao.
Sorry we're not there in person to see you. This is a little awkward over the phone, but I guess you guys are used to it by now. I wanted to give you a little update on service and let you know how you can get involved during your senior year. Next year, as in all the other fields, senior year is your time to lead. You have a great slate of officers. As president, you have Cooper Raznicki. Vice president is C.H. Henry. Secretary is William Rogers. And treasurer is Charlie Mason. There were a number of excellent candidates on the slate who will continue to lead in other ways. So you guys should be set up for a great year in service. Your senior class project is the East Nashville Tutoring, which happens on Saturdays at this point twice a month at the East Nashville Community Center and focuses mostly on students from Nashville Classical, although this year we will be making an effort to opening up to students around East Nashville. That has been going on thanks to the leadership of some of your classmates, even without being at school. So E-Man will be the project manager of that next year, along with William Haggerty and Paul McGinn as assistant project managers. And they have been doing a great job during this quarantine time of meeting with people on Zoom and Google Meet on Saturdays to continue the tutoring in our absence. So we really appreciate that and encourage you all to get involved next year. I know it's something that all classes enjoyed doing this past year, and it was cut short in traditional ways as everything else was. But it's a great project, and you should try it out. In addition to that senior project, of course, all the other projects are still open to you. Most of the project managers are seniors, and they will all be listed on the Service Club website when I get it updated. And you are welcome to try any of those. It is not too late. If you haven't done a lot of service in the past because your schedule's been too busy or because it hasn't been one of your top priorities, now's the time. We have over 25 local partners, as you know, and all of those projects should be up and running in some form for next school year. Additionally, we will be going ahead with a South Africa trip next summer, which will be open to you. And at spring break, we hope to be going to Morocco, although we may be going back to Cuba, depending on how things work out. So cross your fingers and hope that we get to do all of the exciting things we want to do. But I appreciate your involvement so far and continue to encourage you to grow as you enter your senior year. If you ever have any questions, please reach out to your officers or to the project managers, or you're always welcome to get in touch with me or with Dr. Rader. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Hello, class of 2021. For those of you who don't know me, I am Mr. Davidson, and I sponsor MBA's Big Brother Little Brother program. If you've already contacted your little brother using the instructions in my email, that's great. If not, your little brother has received a letter in the mail saying that you would contact him by May 29th. Please do so. Tell him about the summer cookout and make plans to pick him up on the first day of registration. And after you've done that, please fill out Mr. Sawyer's Google form. Do this for two reasons. One, it makes families and incoming seventh graders feel a lot better to get that contact early instead of playing the waiting game, hoping it comes any day now over the summer. Secondly, the problem won't go away. If you don't make contact, the problem won't resolve itself, and they're not going to figure out their own way to school. They know you are supposed to be their ride on the first day of registration. So they're going to end up calling the school and contacting us. So it's much, much easier if we don't have to contact you a second time, but you make that call in the first place. If you've got questions about contact, please ask Mrs. Lechleiter. If you've got questions about the program, please contact either me or Mr. Sawyer. Thanks. I'm looking forward to a great year.
What's up, boys? Congrats on making it to senior year. You guys are finally the top dogs on campus, and with that comes a lot of responsibility. With everyone on campus looking up to you, how you act and what you do from day one sets the tone of what the school year is going to look like. And you guys all remember being new, no matter what grade you came into. So just make sure that you guys are making those new kids, those new 7th and 9th graders feel welcome, going up to them, learning their names, getting to know them. And even if you may think it's nothing, just like saying hi to a microbe or a new kid as you're just walking by them makes their day. Athletically, it all starts with you guys. The tone you set, the attitude and effort you put in from day one, it's going to affect you guys the whole year. And if your teammates, they see you grinding, they see you working hard, then that's going to make them want to do that too. On your teams, you guys are spending 2 hours a day together, so make sure you take the younger guys under your wing, encourage them, because how you lead and what you do to those guys, that's going to affect how they lead in the years to come and like the future of NBA. So make sure you're just being good with that. on campus, you got to make sure you're doing your class responsibilities, being honorable, keeping the dining hall clean, the parking lot, because everything you do, people are watching, and what you do and how you lead will determine how this year will go. So, good luck, boys. I know you guys got it, and see y'all later.
Hey fellas, I hope all of you are doing well today, and I congratulate you on finishing your junior year and becoming seniors at MBA. As seniors, you now bear a lot of responsibilities, and one of those responsibilities is leading the school. As leaders of the school, you must create a vision for what you want to accomplish as a class. Once you have that vision, no matter how big or small that vision may be, take the initiative to lead others to that goal. Leading can be scary and intimidating at times, but I'd like to share some advice that can make you better leaders. First, 90% of leading is just showing up. Leaders are the people who are the first ones to show up and the last ones to leave. This attitude leaves an impression on those around you as it exemplifies how important activity is to you. That's something I always took pride in as a leader. People knew they could come to me because I would always get the job done on time and put forth my best effort. Another aspect of good leadership is unselfishness. This trait means you put others before yourself and consider how your decisions will affect those around you. I'll give you an example. My teammate, Mark Pyburn, last year played through a torn labrum all season because he knew the team needed him. That's real leadership. Put the team before himself. That's the kind of guy you want to be around, and those are the kinds of leaders we need in the NBA community. The last piece of advice I can leave you with is do not spread yourself too thin, and do not be a resume builder. Lead because you care, and lead in the areas which you enjoy. You are a great group of guys, and I look forward to seeing where the school is a year from now. Good luck, men, and roll red.
Class of 2021, congratulations on finishing your junior year. In a matter of days, the class of 2020 will graduate, making you the big men on campus. This is a position that will be new for you. Never have you been an MBA without upperclassmen above you. This new position is exciting, and you'll have a lot of fun. But being a senior at MBA isn't just about having more off-campus lunches, though these are a nice perk. Today's program is to get you thinking about your senior year, what it means to be a senior at MBA, and what you want to leave behind. When it's your turn to graduate 1 year from now, what will you have accomplished? What will be the legacy of the class of 2021? Answering those questions begins now. And these questions are just as important on an individual level. There's a great diversity in your class with regards to your interests, your talents, and your positions. There's so much that you have to offer the school, and so much that you have to offer the larger community. I encourage you to consider today which clubs you wish to be a part of, which service projects you wish to dedicate yourself to, and which leadership positions you want to reach for. Your senior year happens only once. Make the most of it. Thank you.